In progress. All right, we are here with episode number 7. I can't believe we've already hit episode number 7 of the Wrasslin Roundtable podcast, where we're talking about all things wrestling, and it's probably going to be mostly WWE here as we're getting close to WrestleMania. My name is Ryan Hall, joined by my good buddy Dominique LaRue. Welcome back to the program, my friend.
Glad to be back.
Absolutely. And we've got absolutely nothing to talk about right now. I mean, we could just, probably just talk about, Mount Rushmores and all that for the next hour. No,
Yeah, I
we've
know.
got a lot to talk about.
Well,
Yeah.
do we ever? I mean, like just the ongoing mystery of the John Cena promos each and every week, and Naomi's heel turn, and
Yeah.
Jay's quote unquote. Some people are looking for his downfall. Other people are looking for his uproar. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't tell. We still got a lot of balls up in the air.
they got, and then we only what 2 weeks, 3 weeks away.
Yeah, we're 3 weeks out. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, I think episode number 10, I was doing the math earlier. I believe episode number 10 is going to be our WrestleMania recap show. So,
I'm looking, oh, man, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah,
It's gonna be our 10th episode, and it's right after
yeah,
WrestleMania. That's
I believe
I can't,
so.
I can't
I
wait.
believe so. But yeah, Wrestling Route, we've gotten such good feedback here on the podcast. As you know, we started on YouTube, but we're now branched off into Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if you don't want to see our ugly faces and you just want to hear us talk, you can always go to Apple Podcasts or even Spotify's got video. But go subscribe so you get the latest episode. Like, leave a comment, share, tell a friend, because we got big plans for this thing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. Even if you don't listen to it, just give us a holler, follow, comment, like, get the algorithm up. So
Yep, yep. Even if you tell an enemy, that enemy might like wrestling. So,
yeah.
all right. So, I think I want to. I think I want to start out by talking about we finally have a main event for night 1 of WrestleMania. Now, we've been speculating about this for the past few weeks, but we've got CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match. Now, I think my first question about this is, are we excited about this match? I know I am, but are we excited about this match and what could branch off from it?
I think I think, besides you being excited, and I am definitely excited. I think generally the universe is excited for this match because it's three of the top stars going into it. But I also think that the curious minds of everyone is like, if anybody has seen the latest episode of SmackDown, that CM Punk definitely got his one of his dreams is to main event WrestleMania. So
Yep.
he got that, but then he also mentioned that, which we all thought that him getting the main event at WrestleMania was the favor, quote unquote. But come to find out that ain't even the favor that he's owed from Paul Heyman. And then to go further into that, I don't know if you noticed because I've been on social media all week looking. Ryan, did you notice like Paul Heyman's face when Roman asked him to asked CM Punk to acknowledge him, and Paul kind of like was like, "Don't do it." Like
Yeah. It was very subtle, but it was definitely there.
definitely there, and it's like it's giving me a nervous feeling of like, is Paul going to turn on Roman? It's been so many that bridge has been kind of rocky, and very shaky since Paul been slammed through that table.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like I believe it makes a lot of sense for Paul Heyman to turn on Roman Reigns. Um, just because of that whole favor, that quote unquote favor that's hanging over CM Punk like the sword of Damocles. I feel like there's something there because it just makes too much sense because Paul Heyman has way too much pull backstage IRL, and he's also got way too much pull, and he's got a history with CM Punk. Let's not forget. Let's also not forget that you remember the first time we saw CM Punk in WWE, it was with that ECW reboot.
Yeah.
The least we talk about that, the better. But my point is that they've got a long history that was even way before he came to WWE, CM Punk.
And Paul has history turning on his quote unquote guys as well,
Mhm.
too. So
Yeah, no, there's just too much to. I think there's just too much meat on those bones.
I do think so too, because I can't quite remember the date of the episode, but on SmackDown when Roman was away and Paul was left with Solo, and CM Punk was in the ring, and he asked Paul, he was like, Paul, what is that? What is that favor you're asking me? And Paul looked at him with desperate eyes and was like, take me with you. So, WWE lately,
I remember
since
that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
lately Triple H under Triple H's wing, they do a lot of foreshadowing, you know, with their storylines, showing us things and like, hey, we're not actually telling you this, but we're showing you like this could happen. This could be like this, and this could, because what? We got Paul Heyman telling him, take me with you. We had Rock beating the holy crap out of Cody outside, and John Cena's face is right there on the camera. I'm like right there on the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and Stone Cold's.
Yeah.
So, and then let's see. I don't necessarily think they had a foreshadowing with the um. Well, I mean, shoot, to be honest, they had a foreshadowing with Charlotte. I mean, we all knew it. I mean, anybody with a little bit of sense knew she was gonna come back. She was gonna win the Royal Rumble, and I mean, challenge Tiffany. I mean, I guess, but WWE has lately been showing they've been showing us a card and then like telling you pick another card. So
Yeah, they're basically telling you that your ace of diamonds is actually worth the price of eggs in Des Moines, Iowa. Is like they're like I'm reminded so much, at least how this is kind of unfolding. I'm reminded so much of the scene from Pulp Fiction where John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, it's it's the the famous scene where he turns over the table and is like, say what again, mother. I mean,
yeah.
but 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 when John Travolta opens the briefcase and there's this shining orb shining out, nobody knows what it is, but it's obviously a big deal in that world. And
In
I've
that
got this
world, yeah.
weird feeling that either we never get a pay because we never got a payoff on that briefcase, but we did get, but like I get this weird feeling like we may never get a payoff on this so-called favor angle because either the favor ends up being like I don't think it has anything to do with WrestleMania. I don't I feel like they're still gonna kind of hang that over them. But I feel like what could happen is maybe getting a title match, or maybe getting a, like a stipulation title match at a big show, maybe like a SummerSlam, maybe like a Money in the Bank, one of the big kind of tentpole PLE shows.
Um, this could be a this could be me throwing a dart on the wall, just randomly seeing if I can hit a target. If I'm not mistaken, I might be pulling the rabbit up my tail when I say this. Did Brock Lesnar and CM Punk ever have like a beef or a quote unquote like, I'm really Heyman's guy, or I'm really Heyman's guy. Did they ever like
I think they, good question. I don't know if they ever had a proper program, but I think there were like hints that had been dropped.
because I was just like my mind is just brainstorming at this moment now when you were saying like it could be bigger than just maybe a title or something. It could be just something random. And I was just thinking like, do you want a match with Brock Lesnar, or could he get a match with? You remember at one point he was talking about fighting Stone Cold, but he was like, "You lucky you retired, because I'll basically retire you."
And also, you remember The Rock was commenting on a video. I think it was a video about CM Punk where somebody was like kind of needling about, hey, you guys have a real life beef or whatever. And then The Rock
Oh,
was like, we're solid. We got a good relationship. If we work together, we're gonna make it work. I mean, that's a total paraphrase, but still, that there may be some there again. It's like I've been saying so many times in this podcast. There's layers to everything here.
okay. To piggyback off that, in which we've talked about this, John Cena never acknowledged the fact why he joined The Rock, and The Rock done something at Bad Blood that everybody has been dissecting and going through and trying to like just piece together. He did the 1, 2, 3, okay, and so far it's only been like what, two incidences where I guess The Rock kind of had interfered in Cody's life or whatever. But it's just like, okay, you want Cody soul. Okay, you don't get Cody soul, so you get John Cena's quote unquote. I mean, he never acknowledged that he gave soul to The Rock, but you get that. But is it possible that the favor could be from The Rock instead of Paul? But Paul is kind of like the middleman in it because he's working with Roman, he's in the family. So could he talk to The Rock? And he did mention to Cody, you remember in one of his promos, he was like, you know, basically he would probably sell his soul to be the champion if he had to.
Like maybe, like
And he did come back. He said that in his promo when he first got back. He said, "I didn't come back to make friends. I came back to make
like
money."
like maybe Paul Heyman is almost serving as the Tom Hagen to the Rock's Don Corleone in this whole situation.
Possibly.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, yeah, because I feel like I
And what else
feel
did The Rock say in his promo? He said, "I don't necessarily have to be there. Like I could be there without being there." Like in his promo, he was like, you know, y'all keep talking about like when I'm coming back, when I'm doing this, when I'm doing that. Like I'm in stuff that y'all don't even know about. Like there's so many things that you can make a rivalry out of something, and the person don't even have to be there. So
oh boy. Yeah, I think yeah,
it's layers, like you said.
there's layers, and also this whole conversation just got the inner hamster in my head just starting
Yeah,
spinning.
just turn it at wheel. turning that wheel.
Oh my God. Well, I feel like if this whole favor angle turns out to be getting CM Punk a title match of some kind, I feel like that's almost a cop out. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it's almost a cop out because the way that they've been playing up CM Punk, um, it's almost like he's getting played off as bigger than the like bigger than the company, bigger than the bigger than the whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, you know, this is layers. And the thing that kind of makes me sad about this is that nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows except for the people who are in that writer's room right now. That's just, maybe a half mile from where I live, but still that are in that writer's room right now.
I feel like the trajectory of all three men. I mean, I feel like after this, either we're going to branch out and we get Roman versus Seth one on one somehow, just one on one. Shout out to Jeremy and our wrestling group because we've all been talking about this for months now. Like when Roman lost his title and things started to shift with like Solo getting the Ulu follow and Cody, and we was talking about when Cody gonna be Homelander Rhodes and this and that. It was like Roman is starting to shift in that realm of like he was the top heel, but now he's kind of becoming like this anti-face, anti-heelish. Like people still, some people don't like him still, some people do. Kind of like in the era where like Randy Orton is. Like,
Hmm.
Orton is OG, like everybody despised him. But once he got past that, it's like we still remember the bad stuff you did, but we still rock with you regardless. So it's
Yes.
like now Roman is kind of in that realm of that. And it's like, is he going to become a babyface a little bit now? Because people are starting to acknowledge him more, and he's eating that up. Like acknowledge me, and everybody acknowledges him. So it's like, is we going to get a babyface run with Roman now, or now? I did see this on social media. I think it was I'm not sure if it's you know no copyright me on this. I think it was SK Wrestling or something. I saw it on social media, and it was like, could we possibly get a super bloodline? And maybe Roman has something cooking in the background that we don't know about. And it's like, could he get Jacob, Jimmy, and Tamatanga, and just started a revamped, more powerful bloodline? But I don't really see that because the fact of
I don't either.
Big Jim, well, Jimmy has become Big Jim now, and um, Jay is who he is now. So it's kind of like I kind of think we're getting away from the Bloodline saga a little bit, just a little bit. I think we're coming back to it eventually further
Yeah.
on down the line, but um, that's for a later episode, as far as like what I think could possibly happen. But I feel like we're on a crash course with Roman and The Rock, though, for sure, for next year's
I
WrestleMania.
think so. I
So,
think, yeah. I think so. I think so. And you know, I think the angles that they can go with like the so-called super bloodline, um, is that a 2025 project? Is that a 2026 project? Because you could also bring in people like um Hikuleo,
mm,
Tamatanga Tangaloa's brother,
hmm
which I hope like hell they don't call him Talatanga. But there's Zilla Fatu who didn't who
Yeah,
it like isn't he on a developmental right now?
what's going on with that? Because I mean, like, is he still in the promotion he was at? I know he had a match with Booker, which I don't know if they even wrestled yet or not, or like what is going on
Yeah.
with that. And I mean, like, I want him to be in WWE. Like, he has so much outside of like personal reasons, with his father and everything. Like, there's so much meat on that bone where like you can do so much with him and Solo and just him and because
Yes.
Solo does his father's move and he does it, but he does it with a Superman punch kind of.
Hmm.
So it's like, I mean, you could get that match with Roman and Goldberg, like a spear versus spear, like basically a thumb. This crazy you say that, but thumb versus thumb match. I don't know, but that'd be dope. So like, I don't know what they're doing, but I mean, since we talk about these call ups, I mean, I just hate the fact that like RIP to our guy Bray Wyatt because now we finna get Aleister Black back and like the things we could have got
Oh my God. Yeah,
him.
the program that could have been. My
Oh
God.
my god, with him and the Fiend and just carrying Cross if he cuts that God forsaken hair off. I mean, it's long and by all means, he's I'm happy he got long hair. But like if he
Yeah.
just go back to that bald sadistic just look and we get new
He looks so much more badass with a shaved head. I've said that from jump.
yeah, you said that for the longest since he was in NXT, he was been saying that.
Yeah.
And I felt that way. And it's like, but if anything, if we can get this then, since we lost a great one, if we can get Aleister Black, the demon Finn Balor, and carrying Cross in the three-way match, I think that'll make money.
And let's also not forget Armando Alejandra Estrada is on a Legends contract right now
Oh no, listen to
because like Jacob Fatu is the second coming of Umaga. I've said it from like but a better promo.
yeah, you just basically take the makeup off of him and he's Jacob, basically. Yes.
Totally. Totally. But we're kind of getting down rabbit holes here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
you know, but before we kind of wrap up this whole triple threat angle, I feel like um I let me just bounce this off you.
Sure.
Do you feel like that there could be a stipulation of whoever wins that triple threat on night one maybe is like a number one contender, maybe is like gets fit in almost as a triple threat on night two, or almost like a money in the bank kind of situation? Because I feel like yes, the blood feud that those three have makes money. But do you really like WrestleMania is rarely about closing the show with blood feuds. It's
Yes.
about championships. It's about
Yes.
that triumphant moment.
Mm-hmm. Without a shadow of a doubt. I think to answer your question, this was pointed out to me by a member in our group. Um, I didn't catch this, but did you remember when he was signing the paperwork, CM Punk, and he was just flittering through the papers or whatever, and Paul pointed out he's gonna be a WrestleMania main event or whatever, but he was like on page 4. What is page 4 about? Like is it something that was in the contract that nobody noticed but CM Punk, or he like added it in there and nobody checked that part? But um, I keep going back. I keep going back to like when Roman teamed with Paul, and he waited with that contract to sign it and then go fight in the triple threat. So initially it wasn't a triple threat. It was just like two going on and like whatever. But he waited till they beat the holy crap out of each other, then signed it, then go into the match. Could that possibly happen to where CM Punk kind of like put something in the clause that nobody looked at because they just thought it was just some triple threat that they just get to fight. And then like, okay, with Seth Rollins being sadistic, like crazy
I mean,
about
have you
CM
seen
Punk.
the way this man dresses? But yeah.
Yes, it's just crazy. Like he just go ahead and sign it. He didn't even look at the paperwork because all he heard was you get to fight CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Boom, he signed it. Then Roman Reigns, he's so crazed with anger for self, ruining the Shield, and basically CM Punk, you know, coming back and whatever that he signed, and then CM Punk just like he was the last one to sign it now, you know, last one that came out, last one to sign it, very just chilled about everything, this and that. He was flittering through, he was looking, he signed it, but I mean, could he like sneak something in there that nobody looked at for the title, and then it be announced when they're coming out, and they're doing their intros, like they do the intros, sit in the ring, and then they stand looking at each other, and it be announced that this triple threat is for the spot in the main event of night two, and is for the title, right? And then you can see the initial look on the other two faces, knowing that, like, Roman gets another shot at the title that he lost to Cody. Seth Rollins gets another shot at the title that Seth Rollins already, you know, basically is what you call his Shawn Michaels to Roman's what who's Shawn Michaels? I'll say Kurt Angle in a sense. They both had great matches, them two, which is only one in a sense. But kind of like, oh, Shawn Michaels to Triple H. They both, friends, then turn enemies. So yes, that could happen. But just to see the initial shock factor on their faces to find out that the match is not only just a simple triple threat, but it's a title opportunity for night two.
And how does that play in with Cody versus Cena? Because you know, Cena is there's so much of both of those guys that are just political, kind of Machiavellian in a way.
Okay. And now that we was telling me that, how does it play in? Okay, so I don't have much for self. And obviously you already know there's some meat on the bone with Roman. Obviously, that's his title.
Of
He
course.
made that title what it is or whatever. But CM Punk makes the more sense because we've seen so much with him and Cody in recent weeks. He was like, I'm your friend. I'm gonna stab you in the front, not in the back. You know, John Cena stabbed him in the back. John Cena was the GOAT. John Cena turned to a heel now. He was his idol, I guess, in a sense. It's so much history between John and CM Punk because of the fact that like the pipe bomb, and when he won the belt, what did CM Punk do? He left with it. What is John Cena trying to do? He's trying to retire with it, right?
Yes.
So in a sense, we get a big circle of like 20 plus years of not even 20, but excuse me, 15 plus years of like story just like intertwined with each other with CM Punk and John Cena. And then like, oh my God. I mean, I wish this would be like declared going into it, because like now you can have promos with the three guys with them two, like, hey, you know, yeah, I got your little spat, but when I come, I'm coming for that belt. And like CM Punk could be like, look in the mirror, John, this is you. You or me 15, like 7, 10 years ago. When I was
Yeah.
trying to tell you that you was fake and this hustle, loyalty, respect crap was, just all a lie and this, and then the third. Like, oh my God, the cooking that could be going on right now, if that's the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. And if you remember the Monday after Elimination Chamber, you remember how bad CM Punk wanted to rip John Cena's head off of his neck?
He wanted to take a hustle, loyalty, respect shirt and just shove it so far
Yeah.
where the sun don't shine.
Roll it
And
up
then
real tight, roll it up real tight, turn it sideways. Yeah.
and then you reminded me of that promo. It doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't make sense for him to do that promo and then turn around and join The Rock. So it's kind of like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. No, we've got a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
We've got a
Oh yeah.
lot to unpack here.
I just need John to say fine speech tomorrow night. That's all I need. I
Yes.
mean, tomorrow afternoon.
Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. So let's talk a little bit about, I think one of my favorite promos, I think maybe my very favorite promo that Naomi has ever cut, because the way that they are handling her heel turn has been masterful. Because like I feel like the way that the layers are unraveling with the Jade Cargill beat down and with Bianca Belair's kind of, unsuredness, the way that they are handling her heel turn has been masterful. And she's playing it so well. That promo was a masterstroke, in my opinion.
I just want to give, hopefully this podcast get out in the world and it reaches Naomi or somebody send this to her or whatever. But I just want to give my flowers to Naomi because of the fact that like we've seen like Naomi go from, one of the funkadactyls
Yeah, she
to
was one of Brodus Clay's sidekicks.
yeah, like from where she was and the growth she went throughout these years, and then to just like I was like, don't get me wrong, I love the glow. I loved it. And there was something different. It was nice. And I was just like, at some point, Naomi either got to join the bloodline or something. Cause it's like, Bailey, how Bailey was just doing the hug thing and all this other stuff. And then when she became heel, it was like a whole nother Bailey and it worked for her and it changed her career. And like this is that. This is her this is her masterpiece right now because it's like that promo she cut and then the end the promo with proceed with caution and she had the caution tape and stuff and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh
This
yeah,
is the type of heel that we needed,
especially
like
in the women's division.
and especially in the women's division because first and foremost the women's division in SmackDown, no disrespect to any of them, right? It was just like it was kind of like in a sense in the NBA, like in the Eastern Conference, it was like five teams, everybody looking at, and then everybody else is kind of like, if they make the playoffs, they make the playoffs, whatever, they really don't have no chance to win. But like, on the SmackDown division, it's Tiffany the champ, but she's not a dominant champion in a sense. I mean, she's only had I don't even think she only had. I don't even think she had one title defense, has she? I mean, Naomi, excuse me, not Naomi. Sorry, um, Nia Jax. She defended against Nia and had help or whatever. But Nia Jax was a champion at one point, and she was dominant because I mean, she's Nia Jax. And then you got Bailey, but then she's beefing with people in NXT. So it's like it's so much going on. And then yeah, Bianca, you know, people call her the goat. She is one of the goats. She's teaming with Jade, so it's kind of like we don't have nothing going on in the women's division of SmackDown. But Raw, you got Rhea, and you got well, I forgot Charlotte, but she just came back, so that don't count. And then like Rhea kind of been dominating on Raw, but she has more opponents that has been really trying to step up and get the title from her. Like
Yeah.
Liv, she had beef with Liv, and then Raquel, and then what's it? Well, Baylor was on Raw at the time when she had the title, so
Hmm.
it's kind of flip flop. But to speed on through this, yeah, SmackDown's women division it needed a shot of quote unquote glow in it to brighten it up because it was getting kind of dull.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and especially how much of a wet fart that this whole Charlotte Flair Tiffany Stratton feud has become.
It's our bathroom break or alcohol getting break match of WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's the that's the go get a slice of pizza and another beer break match. Yeah. Which is which and again, I'll say it and I believe it with all my heart. That match could be a banger, but the program is not it.
No, the match, yeah, the match is definitely going to be a banger. It's just the build up and the excitement for it is not necessarily there.
It's not there. Yeah. Yeah. But
So
let's not go down that rabbit hole again this week
right. Yeah, yeah. We
because I
got a
could
lot.
still because I could still kind
Yeah,
of
we got a lot to
you know
cover. So
rant about that for a while. But like I feel that like that promo to me showed a side of Naomi that I didn't think was there because when she's been she's been the glow. She's been the glow. She's been the one that danced down to the ring. She's been the one with with the neon hair, that like glow in the dark hair dye that he
yeah,
had.
she said
Um,
it. She said she's been the nice one to get stepped on and used and all this, other stuff to the point where now is she been the third wheel, she said. She been the third
yeah,
wheel and she's tired of it. So
she has, and I feel I feel like I wasn't really feeling it at first when it came out that it was Naomi that beat down Jade, but the way that it has unfolded, I feel like has been really well done because it gives motivation. Like it shows the motivation. It shows the kind of the bitterness that she has. And that's what really I think is selling it for me.
well, remember in the group when I told you I was like I found out that Naomi when she left with shop with uh Monet that that year, um Jay was the first one to text her. We're talking about we're talking outside of kayfabe right now.
Right.
So they talked and they became close friends, and she encouraged her like to live out your dream, do whatever you need to outside of WWE. So that was good to hear, and to know that it was Naomi is only fitting because like the best rivalries that we've witnessed in our lifetimes has been between people that are really close behind closed scenes, but are bitter rivalries in the ring. So I feel like this is going to cook
Yeah, absolutely.
because we're seeing the side of Naomi that we haven't seen. It's kind of like on the same level as John Cena. We haven't seen this side of you, or we haven't seen the side of you in a long time. So it's kind of refreshing to see this.
Yes.
So
Yeah. And it's like Shawn Michaels and Triple H. It's like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Those guys are close as brothers. I think they were in, I think Sami Zayn, I think Kevin Owens was in Sami Zayn's wedding or vice versa. Like they're incredibly close, but that's also, I think, what makes their rivalry so just compelling.
mhm.
But, same thing with same thing with this whole like triple threat with Bianca, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. You've got that's a complicated history because if we're to believe the backstage rumors that Jade Cargill's been rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah, but who? Let's be honest. Who? Anybody that comes to WWE, especially from the other promotion, uh, isn't necessarily going to always get flowers from some people. And maybe Jade is rubbing some people the wrong way because she's might be stiff. Maybe could be. could be possible. But I feel like with that dynamic, behind closed doors, it's going to work because both of them, all three of them, excuse me, care for each other and are close friends and like they want to see each other succeed. So I believe that as we're talking about it, and I mentioned to you that I don't think Bianca is safe from this feud. I still think Naomi still has some animosity because of the fact that like you know, I'm tired of being the third wheel, but I actually did this. I took Jade out for you. Like she was holding you back. You was just being a tag team partner with her and trying to carry her when you are the queen. You should be the one. Like, look at us. You was a tag team partner with me, but you was out, finna, you won the elimination chamber. We was in elimination chamber together. Um, you could have won the US USA title. Yeah, you could have won the USA title, but you had to worry about Jade. So you didn't have to do that with me.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know why I've just flashed on this, but it wasn't, and I'm just pulling a name out of thin air here during that time frame, but it wasn't Rick Martel who beat down Marty Jannetty, breaking up that tag team. It was
Mhm.
Shawn Michaels who kicked him through the barbershop window.
Correct.
And of course, Shawn Michaels became the Hall of Famer that he is today,
Mm.
despite his own, what have you. But
Heartbreak Kid.
yeah, exactly. And I think we all know that Jade Cargill has some room. Great looking, great looking woman, great physique, great presence. She's not exactly setting the world on fire as a worker yet. She can get there, I think.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like she needed somebody to really lead that dance. And I kind of feel like that match, Naomi and Jade Cargill, I kind of feel like it could steal the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you got power versus skill. I mean, Naomi is
Yeah,
hella athletic. Like
absolutely.
splits, twirls, flips, whatever she's doing it.
And she
And
can work too. And she can
and
work.
she can work. And she work. And it's kind of like that. I can't believe I'm bringing this up, but Mortal Kombat, like that tower, when you defeat somebody, you go up a tower. So it's kind of like, who better to like kind of help Jay set the world on fire than Naomi, Bianca, she's obviously worked with other people in the ring, but like week on and week out, these people right here, Naomi, Bianca, and then eventually, which once again foreshadowing, Jade and Charlotte.
Yeah, no,
One
that
of the
yeah,
greats workers in women's division. So
yeah, that little stare down that they had the other night, that
I initially thought that was going to be the WrestleMania match.
but no, it's tippy time. But still, you but yes, there's so much, so much to be said there. There's so much to be so much possibility with that. And I can't wait to see where that goes.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't really wait to see where Naomi goes with this heel turn. I mean, she came out and beat the holy crap out of both B-Fab and what's the name? Miam?
Michin?
Michin, yeah. I mean, she's my yum to me, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, same here. It's
You can keep Michin all you want. I mean, she's still yeah.
yeah.
And by the way, I hope Keith Lee come back. But It's neither here nor there.
You
So
and me both. Bro. You and me both. Yeah, I've said it before. I haven't said it on this podcast yet, but I had a friend of mine, up here in Connecticut, who was talking about having seen Keith Lee wrestle in an independent show probably about 2010, 2009, 2010. And
yeah.
he said he was doing stuff. He reminded him of Bam Bam Bigelow.
But
And
you,
they dropped the ball on him big time in WWE.
oh
And,
man, people
and honestly, AEW dropped the ball on him too, but that's another conversation for another day.
can I get this
Um,
out? I'll get this out. Could you imagine him and Braun, not Braun Breaker, but hell, Braun Breaker, the big was it Bronson Reed, uh, Braun Strowman,
Jacob
Jake
Fatu.
Fatu, Roman Reigns. I mean, them two in their the was it Survivor Series or whatever it was. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Hopefully they bring him back. Hopefully they bring him back.
Please,
Yeah.
please do this man justice.
Yes. All right. Yeah, I think what I wanted to talk about next, does it seem like does it seem like WWE has dropped the ball a little bit on John Cena's heel turn? And I asked this because because of two things. Number one is that you waited 3 weeks before you had him say a word in the ring. Number one. I mean, yes, I knew he had other obligations, but you could have done like a pre-recorded thing. You had him wait. What was it? 3 weeks
I think it's two.
before it was like 2, 3 weeks before he said a word in the ring. And secondly, they're doing the match no favors by not having John Cena be able to cook Cody Rhodes on the mic because it's wrestling storytelling 101. You beat down the baby face. You beat down the baby face. You cut him down on promos. But you just totally eviscerate him, and the crowd is going to pop when he gets his lick back, either on the mic or in the ring.
Well, before we got on, you and I talked about this, and now as you was talking just then, I started thinking about things about that. And the most infamous cook, one of the goated cooks of all time with John Cena was, Roman Reigns when he was the big dog. And he was like, hey, we're cutting a promo here, So not to say that Cody can't hold his own in a promo. I mean, obviously he did a decent job. He did a good job with Roman when they had their feud. But I believe that I mean, it's safe to say that John Cena is one of, if not the most goaded guys on the mic, correct?
Correct.
So I believe that I don't know if WWE is kind of like saving it for this week or next week, possibly. I mean, at the end of the day, John Cena got to talk to Cody. He got to point his gun directly at Cody. He's been firing off everybody in the outside of the ring, but he's yet to even look at Cody outside of like when he comes into the ring or whatever. Um, he's he's not even acknowledged Cody. Let's just face it. He's not even said his name. He's not even acknowledged the fact that he's the champion. He's not even acknowledged the fact that he has an opponent in the match at WrestleMania. He's literally said, "I'm going to break the record. I'm going to ruin wrestling by breaking the record and being the champion. I'm going to retire as the champion. It's not, I'm going to fight Cody Rhodes. I'm going to beat Cody Rhodes. I'm going to stand over him and hold the title over Cody Rhodes. It's none of that. It's basically, I'm going to be handed the title. I'm going to retire with that title. So I think, as you said, It may get physical Monday. At this point, I feel like Cody is going to be the one to initiate the physicality because John has literally looked him in the eye and basically played mind games with he, and then he looked like he was about to, fight, and he walked out. He's like, "You're not even worth my time," basically. And it's like I said in the previous episode, John is playing psychological games with Cody. You know, the past, well, ain't really been too many opponents. He did Solo and he did Kevin, but if you think about those two guys, and I mean the one closest to John is basically Kevin, because I mean Kevin has been speaking facts and kind of rubbed Cody, and they became physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Solo has just been physical, but nobody has just psychologically just went at Cody like John to the point where you are literally begging me to talk to you. Basically, you're begging me. You like John. I'm the champ. Blah 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 blah. And it's like John ain't even like, okay, whatever. You might be the champion now, but I am the goat. Like I'm the undisputed champion. I call myself the champ. He literally had a shirt that says the champ is here,
Yep.
and people bought it. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we can sit here and be like, yeah, Cody's the champ, but I mean, like, this man for 20 something years, he's came out, he's worn bright shirts, he's hustled loyalty, respect. He's literally won every title but the Intercontinental title. Um, and we literally has called him the GOAT. Like we called him the GOAT, we called him the champ. So it's like I have nothing to say to you because you are not even on my atmosphere, basically. Like you won one title,
Well, you were not on my level. Yeah.
you won one world title compared to my 16 titles. And I
Mm-hmm.
beat greats, like absolute greats, on my way to 16. And like I I'm gonna keep saying it, I'm gonna keep saying it. I need John to, I mean, cook this man. I mean, at the end of the day, for it to be a feud, for it to be the universe on, and I think that's the thing. I think they're so nervous about the fact that John is going to cook this man so bad that it shifts the crowd to basically be divided. Like right now, they're all behind Cody. But did you hear some people boo Cody though? Some people did boo Cody, and it was
Oh,
like John
I
Cena
remember.
sucks.
Yeah.
Let's go Cena, like that. So it's still like John has literally cooked the universe, and we're still backing him. Which I mean, I like to heal John because I mean, like it's not like a Miz or it's not like a Jinder Mahal or something where we just like despise this guy, like everything about this guy. Like John is literally going out here saying like he's pointing the finger at everybody and telling the truth in a sense. Like obviously outside of the ring, you know, he's still doing Make a Wish and all this other stuff behind the scenes or whatever. But
Right.
this character of John is like I've literally put this company on my back for 20 years. I went through hell and high water, won every title, and you still boo me. You still take from me. You don't never necessarily like give. Like anybody, I mean, Cody comes in from AEW and everybody's excited. Nobody's booing. Everybody's excited to see him. He says he want to break his, he want to finish the story, and we all rally behind him. John comes back and is F you Cena, let's go Cena. Cena sucks, let's go Cena. It's
Yep.
like back and forth to the point where John was like, you know what? I'm done. I am done. I am not a heel. I am not a babyface. I am a human being. I want to be respected as a human being. I am fin to literally turn wrestling on his head and I am fin to show you what you have been to me this entire time. So
Yeah. You know what just came up when you were talking? They're doing like WWE is doing this, like doing a new thing with the Hall of Fame this year, where they're inducting moments, like famous matches, that kind of thing.
uh,
And the first match that they're doing, this just hit me like a sledgehammer as you were talking. The first match that they're doing is WrestleMania 14, Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, the most famous double turn in wrestling history. I don't think I don't think that's a MacGuffin. I don't think that's a MacGuffin for this, for this main event angle, because you and I have been saying it for like I've been saying it almost since Cody came back, is that this man needs to be a heel. He wears the expensive suits, always got his hair perfect, all that stuff. This man needs to be an obnoxious a-hole heel. And who's one of the most famous baby faces in wrestling history? John Cena.
yeah, I've seen him.
Do you think they can pull something like that off in this match?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. We've seen it. We've seen it too many times. We've seen The Rock and Hulk Hogan. We've seen it with
It's another great example, yeah.
yeah, Bret Hart and Stone Cold. We've seen it so many times that I don't think that it will not happen because and like you said, you've been saying it from the jump. Like, how is this man coming out with a suit and tie every single time he goes around and calling himself quarterback number one and doing all this while the biggest heel, the biggest draw, the biggest star besides John Cena is Roman Reigns, and he comes out with sweatpants and a t-shirt and Jordans.
And sneakers, yeah.
Comfortable as I don't get to get out. So like it's so many layers to Cody Rhodes that he could just flip the script and just be like a heel, like a sadistic, like just
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. I mean, just give us at the end of the day. I don't know how many times I got to scream to the world, how many times we got to say this, how many
Homelander.
times it got to be on the internet. But we want a Homelander Rhodes. I'm telling you,
We do.
anybody that's seen the boys, that is all Homelander. Like he pulls up, he does his little shows or whatever. He kissing babies and all this other stuff. But behind closed doors, this man is sick. He's sadistic. It takes one thing to set him off, and the whole world is aflame.
I mean, it's like Cody Rhodes has become so predictable because if he comes to the ring wearing like a cutoff hoodie or something like that, he's about to get
He
physical.
about to fight.
But
Yeah.
but if he comes out in the three-piece suit and the watch chain on his vest and the silk tie and the expensive Oxford shoes, he's just about to
Oh,
he's just about to cut a promo. He's become as predictable as he's as death and taxes, really. And if they do this, first of all, CM Punk can forget about he can forget about his favor in that in the main event of night two, number one. But number two is that to me, because wasn't the original plan or the original wish of creative to turn Cody Rhodes heel and have him join The Rock? Or did I
I believe,
misunderstand that?
if I'm not mistaken, that possibly was it. Because I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. If he was to join The Rock, then that creates a feud within the bloodline with the High Chief and the Tribal Chief. Because
Hmm.
now you like, oh, you sided with this dude, and he literally took my title, and then like he literally turned my family against, like he turned Jay against me. You know, Jay joined him, and this, that, and the third. it's so much meat on that, like just overall story that you can branch off with all that if he was to join The Rock. But then, like you said, if we get a double turn at WrestleMania, which is possible because like everything about John Cena's promos are literally telling us it could be a turn because you don't acknowledge this man, right? Number one, you go back a couple weeks ago when CM Punk was talking to him in the ring, and you can literally look at Cody Rhodes' face when he had cut off hoodie, right? He is literally cracking inside of his brain. Like, hey man, you look kind of, it looked like something's weighing you down. Like, I know what it is. It's the title. It's weighing you down. Like you're starting to lose friends left and right. You're starting
Yes,
to crack.
yes, yes, yes.
Let me take that title off of you. I know what that burden is to be champion. This is Cody being the champion for the first time ever in WWE. And it's like, it's literally, it's, oh my God. It's a Game of Thrones reference. If anybody is familiar with Game of Thrones, anybody that's sitting on that throne, it literally is eating you inside. It's killing you inside. Like any king you think of from that show has literally died or turned mad.
Yeah.
So could this possibly be? I mean, oh my God, this is like
Game of
layers and
Thrones.
layers. Yeah, layers
Game
and
of
layers
Thrones.
of
Tony
story.
Tony Soprano.
Tony
Michael
Soprano.
Corleone. Um, you name it.
Yeah.
No, like one of Tony Soprano's most famous lines in that show is nobody wants this job of being the boss.
Nope. Nobody wants quarterback no more. Nobody wants to be quarterback no more.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
too much of a burden.
Oof. And of course, even Hulk Hogan turned heel. But
All the greats turn heel.
yeah.
Never been a babyface like besides John Cena until he turned heel. It's never been a babyface has done a babyface run as long as John Cena. And it literally weighed him down. He literally got to the point of his last year of wrestling. He's finna retire, and he was like, I can't do this no more.
It made him bitter. It made him angry.
It
It made
made
him
him
resentful.
exactly, exactly. Oh my God.
Ooh. I know that a lot of people are saying that this build for this WrestleMania has not been good, but if you really break it down, I feel like not only because this set up WrestleMania 41, but 42, 43, and on down the line.
And people say wrestling is fake. Come on,
No,
man.
we don't use the F word. Come on now. We don't use the F word, my friend.
this is this is storytelling 101. This is so much like man. Now
Like,
this is a this is how you tell a story. This is how
yeah,
you
yeah,
build up
no.
something.
I mean, it's like how many times in our group chat, how many times in on this podcast have I made references to like Star Wars and The Godfather and The Sopranos with you, Game of Thrones, the Marvel movies, all of these things. It's like, wrestling isn't just about two guys, two oiled up muscle heads in their underwear play for, predetermined fighting. This is storytelling 101. And, it kind of bothers me when people say that this is soap operas for men, but it's not wrong.
No, it's 100% accurate. And then it's not even for just men. It's for people. It's like you can actually see this actually happening in real life. Like people get turned on, people, like just being bad and good and this and that and factions and all this other stuff. Like people team up all the time. you may not call it that in real life, but I mean, you basically call it that. Like, hey, let's link up and start our own thing. Or So it's like, come on, I mean, it's no different than what somebody watches on CBS or your famous shows on like NBC and all this other stuff. This is a masterpiece in front of your face. Same
Dare I
guys you
say
see in them underwears are doing movies now that you're watching on on the big screen.
exactly. 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 I like and then we'll wrap up here, but just one thing that I want to get off my chest here is that yes, I am an author. I am a storyteller. I'm very proud of being a great storyteller. I'm very proud of being an author. I've got a new book coming out in a few months. I'm just putting the finishing touches on, rewriting the ending, by the way, but that's
Yo,
another new roasties for another
talk,
time.
talk your
But
talk, Ryan.
but my point is that I, even when I was young, and I've always been a writer, but even when I was young, people used to rag on me for being a wrestling fan. My own family used to, playfully, yes, but used to joke with me about being a wrestling fan. But if you really get at it, sometimes these stories can be practically Shakespearean with all the
Yes.
layers and with all the twists and with all the turns. And I think we're in a boom period in the wrestling business right now. We're in a boom period in the wrestling business right now. Is this Monday Night Wars territory? I don't believe it is. I believe it's smarter than that. Because, Monday Night Wars, especially what the Attitude Era was doing, was a lot of shock value. What was a lot of, blood and gore and sex and all that stuff. But it kind of sounds like I'm talking about AEW again. But my point is that if you just kind of sit back, and it's like The Rock always says, enjoy the ride the final boss is taking you on.
And that's what he's been telling us the whole time. Just sit back, enjoy the ride. We're making like Paul Heyman has said it in promos. We're not even in the fifth inning of the storyline. Like we got so much stuff, so much layers to uncover and unwrap. Just sit back, relax. As we're doing, get on your little podcasts or get on your phones and start typing and
Right.
blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, like you know, for us, we talk about everything and make jokes and this and that, but like at our core values, like at the deep, deep, deep core of us, we enjoy a good story being told. That's what I liked about Vince McMahon's era. There was some good stories being told. It was just so
Totally.
much clutter on top of those good stories that people couldn't really appreciate the fact outside of us, but like, you got a couple that are like the AEW now, right? They get that the nostalgia factor of an attitude era from AEW, but it's too much of that over there, and it's kind of like, okay, I think somebody said this if I'm not mistaken, but you got you got number action over there, right? That's the meat, just
Hmm.
action, straight action, a little bit of storyline. But over at WWE, you got the big production team. You got the lights, the glamour, the pyro, and you got more story, but it's a well balanced cake. You got the base, which is story. You got the action on top, and then you got the little sprinkles and stuff on top for the pyro and the production and the
Hmm.
and the and the sale of it all.
Gonna be a hell of a ride, my friend. It's gonna be a
It
hell of
is.
a ride.
It is. I can't wait. I hope tomorrow. Like I said, I hope tomorrow. And quote me on this. We got to get John turn to Cody, look him dead in his eyes, and say, "Nice speech." And we already know what ride we're finna go on when he said it. It is finna be, it's finna be crazy.
Just
I'm not.
and just sit back and watch that man drop him into a vat of boiling oil and fry him.
I'm talking about fry him. And Cody probably will be standing there until the first match of the night starts. As bad as he cooked this man.
Yes, yes, I can't wait. And I was gonna ask what what the one thing you want to see out of Raw this week. You just answered it, and
Uh, I got one more. I got one more.
yeah, yeah. What's up?
I I hate to say it. Big Jim is my guy. The Usos is my guy.
We almost forgot to talk about this, by the way.
Yeah. The slap occurred around the world. Yes. Um, I feel like Gunther's gonna beat the holy crap out of Jimmy. Like it's gonna be a match. Jimmy gonna give his all, give a little couple shots here and there, but like I think Jimmy's gonna get choked out. I think Gunther's gonna grab a chair. I think Gunther's gonna try to just manhandle Jimmy with that chair. Jay's going to come out. It's gonna be kind of like you remember Hell in the Cell where Roman was about to take Jay out and Jimmy had to come out there and save him
I do.
in a
Yep.
sense. It's gonna be like that. And I mean, what I've been saying previous weeks, we got to see Crash Out Jay. Like
We got to see him crash out. Absolutely.
Gunther has to beat the holy crap out of Jimmy to where it just snaps and Jay he just crashes out.
That's yeah, yeah. By
And
the
what
way,
better way than to have your brother on the brink of, quote unquote death, but on the brink of that, for you to just, you know, forget the eating, forget all this other stuff. At my core, I am Jay Uso, and that's Jimmy Uso you beating the whole hell out of, and I gotta go save my brother.
that's my twin brother. We've had our wars, we've had our fights, but that's my blood, and I will die for him. And I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna make this right. That's what
And
we need.
and dear God, do not come running out there like you normally do when he clapping his hands down like that. Don't give me no darn Jeff Hardy dancing before you go save your brother. I need you to get out there and go to work.
Get out there, go to work, bring a table, bring a kendo stick, bring a chair, bring something.
Something. Bring something. Bring one of them chains he wears. Wrap around his hand. Something. I don't care what you do. Just go
Yeah.
out there and because we need this match to be just as big as the John Cena and Cody the triple threat with Roman and Seth. Like Jay deserves it. Jay deserves it. Gunther deserves it. Like these two men deserve it because like at the end of the day, we may say our jokes, we may say this and that, but like Jay's the most over superstar in that during roster, and we need to treat it that way. So
Yes. Yes. And God forbid you give him something to work with. Yes, you've got
yeah,
to. Yeah, you've got to.
oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. All right. Well, same time next week.
Same time next week, my friend.
All right, my brother. Well, this has been another episode of the Wrestling Roundtable. Until we eat again, I'm Ryan.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
There you go. There you go. And we'll talk to you next week. This has been the Wrestling Roundtable, a presentation of Royal Hearts Media. Take care.